Today I'm introducing another meshwork specialist. I've got Frederik Rissom with me, who is an architect from R2 Studios. He'll be joining the community like Graham and Andy to help create educational content and support our members. Frederik is particularly passionate about the environmental impact of buildings and continues to promote sustainable design through his work and university teaching. So look out for his future blogs and webinar appearances. They're going to be really good. So for you guys to get to know him a little bit better, I'm going to run through some questions. So Frederik, my first question is, what drew you towards becoming an architect?
Right. It's an interesting question. I think I'd go all the way back to being a secondary student and an exhibition. I was lucky to live in Paris at the time with my parents, and we went to see a Corbusier exhibition at the Centre Pompidou, which somehow I think was the model making probably that drew me to it. The simple kind of way of playing with shapes, and it was sort of very easy to understand of how his kind of designs came together, and that was complemented by a talk by Jean Nouvel at the exhibition, who was a sort of a rising star at the moment, at that moment. Yeah, I mean, I didn't go into it straight. I went via studying mathematics first, and then went back to.
Okay.
So not a straight entry.
Did you study mathematics at university then?
Yes, but it wasn't for me. So
I get that. Okay, so my second one is, what area of sustainable design are you interested in?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're trying to do with the practice, perhaps mostly, is fairly low-tech things. It's solutions that are easy to use, such as opening a window, things that people can understand, and we're not particularly interested in kind of triple facade setups with kind of it's just something that comes from the core of conserving energy and resources. So insulating your home well, building your building robustly, designing it so that you can use it for different things, so that you don't have these single function spaces. So as a result, you'd only have to heat one of them. So that's the kind of angle. I think we're not hugely technical in our approach, but we kind of we're I suppose trying to use it as a bit of an educational platform as well, where it's the user, like how the building is going to be used is so important. And then obviously it's not all about energy as well. There's a whole social and economical aspect to designs as well. So when you're doing a mixed-use scheme somewhere, for instance, making sure that what you're proposing is actually needed locally. So that comes through consultation and so on. So the social aspect is, again, it goes away from ventilation systems, but that's just a very large part of it as well.
Yeah. And social aspects is a massive part of sustainable design, and actually it's a bit that isn't spoken about as much, and I think it needs to be as important as the look at renewable energies as well. So I think that's particularly really interesting. Okay, so we're jumping to my third one. So outside of work, what other passions do you have?
Well, other than the children and the family, who obviously are the most important thing, it would be music. Really, I'm a very keen music enthusiast, and I play double bass, badly, but enthusiastically. So whenever I've got time, I like discovering new music, and I'm a big fan of learning continuously new things. So you'll always find someone who's better and, who you can learn something from. And I think that's a way of perhaps not trying to not get old and keep learning.
Oh, that's great. Double best. Pretty cool. For an instrument to choose. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so my fourth one is what's one thing on your bucket list?
I couldn't really find an answer to that one. Perhaps I'm a very visual person, so I am in the process of rediscovering reading,
Mhm.
and finding or making more time to read, perhaps.
Mhm.
Other than, of course, like everyone, I want to go to Machu Picchu, etc. But the sustainability thinking has kind of put a bit of a damper on that, and
Yeah, yeah,
these
floppy.
things don't seem to be so interesting anymore. I mean, I love traveling through Japan at some point, and I'd love to go again. But I think you can also absorb culture through reading and literature. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so that brings us to my last one. If you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Yeah, I mean, there's a very clear number one, which would be Buckminster Fuller, who was just a formidable person, who would inspire with his unbreakable thirst for innovation.
Okay.
And just as a motivational, we probably see a bit of a rebirth of maybe some parts of the way he would approach things in, dare I say, what Elon Musk is doing,
Okay.
perhaps in a very divisive way, and he's got lots of criticism leveled at him.
Mhm.
But what I do enjoy in these people is this kind of really absolute passion for innovation.
Mm.
But I sort of I'd like to add two more people, and I'm cheating because it's three really. The first one being Charles and Ray Eames, who are sort of a big inspiration to us here at the practice,
Yeah.
in the way they have explored mass production and how they promoted just good, meaningful design.
Mhm.
And then finally, or maybe I should have put her first, Angela Davis, who is a campaigner slash writer, academic,
Mhm.
in things women's rights and
Yeah.
racial equality.
Mhm.
And we've seen a talk by her. I mean, she's been promoted by Tori Morrison.
Mhm.
She was an editor, and she's given a talk at the Royal Festival Hall, which was incredibly inspiring and made you think a lot of different thoughts about how society is put together and how it could be. And again, it brings me back to this kind of thinking about how you want things to be rather than
Yeah.
um, accepting the way
Yeah.
they are.
Well, that would be a really good group to have dinner with, I think.
Yeah, I think
Thinking to fix the
it'll be
world,
loud.
maybe. Well, that's brilliant. I'm sure all our members have got to know you a little bit better over this, and we're looking forward to having you on the site.
Thank you.